Welcome back everyone, I'm Nick. In this video we're looking at action sheets. So if you watched the last video on alerts, this video is eerily similar because action sheets and alerts are sort of like the same thing, except alerts pop up in the middle of the screen and action sheets pop up from the bottom of the screen. The major difference here is that in an action sheet we can add a whole bunch of buttons, whereas the alert was limited to 2 buttons. So if we have a situation where we want to present something to the user and they have more than 2 options, and they have maybe 4 or 5 options, we can use an action sheet. It's a very nice UI, and I've seen a whole bunch of professional apps actually use this. I know like on Instagram, if you press the ... the ellipsis on the corner of a post, you get an action sheet that pops up, and that's basically what we're going to learn in this video. And welcome back everyone. I am back again in our Xcode project. And let's create a new file for this video. Right click the navigator, new file. It's going to be a SwiftUI view, and we're talking about action sheets. So let's call it ActionSheet Bootcamp. Go ahead and click create, click resume on the canvas once you're inside, and let's get ready to get coding. Now I mentioned in the last video that action sheets are very similar to alerts, so if you followed the last video you should be able to understand this one super easily. We're going to start by updating our view to add a button, and let's use the title with the string protocol approach, and let's have the button say click me, and we'll click enter on the action. Let's leave the action blank for a second. And underneath this button, let's add a modifier for the action sheet. So we'll call .ActionSheet. And we're going to use the isPresented and content completion. Hit enter on that. And of course, our isPresented needs a binding boolean. Again, this is the exact same as in the .sheet and the .full screen cover and the .alert. So you should be used to this by now. We'll add a variable at the top at state var show action sheet of type bool equals false. And of course you can name these variables whatever you want. I like to just name it kind of as what it's going to do, so show action sheet is pretty descriptive. And then let's bind it to the action sheet with a money sign show action sheet. Then we need to return some content, and if I hold the option button and click on action sheet, we can see that this content needs to return an action sheet. So in here we would type in action sheet, open the parentheses, and there are 2 completions here. There's the default action sheet with just a title, and then one with message and an array of buttons. So I'll show you the title one first because it's simple, but the one with the buttons is definitely much more useful in apps. So for the title, we can press enter, and then we'll add a text, and we'll add text saying this is the title. When we click the button, let's make it present the action sheet, so we'll do show action sheet .toggle. Let's click resume on the canvas. Let's press play on the live preview. And when we click the button, we should see that the action sheet pops up from the bottom. I'll zoom out here. So the action sheet is just like an alert, except the alert pops up in the center of our screen and the action sheet pops up from the bottom. And you've seen this in probably a whole bunch of apps. It looks a little awkward right now because we just used this title completion, but with the other completion which we're about to use, we can add a whole bunch of buttons here. So if you had a message and you wanted a whole bunch of different options, an action sheet is a great way to go. But before we go and add all those extra buttons, I want to take this code and clean it up a little bit. If you've been following this course, you know that I like to extract as much logic from our view as possible. And I think it's really good practice, especially for action sheets and alerts, which we did in the last video, to put all of this logic outside of the body. It just cleans up our body code a little bit. So outside the body down here, I'm going to create a func, and it's going to be called getActionSheet. Open and close the parentheses, and it's going to return an action sheet. Open the brackets, and then in this getActionSheet, I can just return and then cut and paste this action sheet code into our function. And then I can replace this function with this getActionSheet. So I'm just going to delete these brackets actually. And I should have done this in the alert video, but at least you're seeing it now. So we can just delete these brackets and just call getActionSheet in here. So as you can see again, this is super clean and super neat, and all of our logic is down here. When we click resume on the canvas, it will still work. We can click the button and it will show the action sheet. And now let's add a more complex action sheet. So I'm gonna comment this one out, and below it will return another action sheet. This time we'll open the parentheses and we will use the title message buttons completion. I'm going to put the title on another line, I'll put the message on another line, and I'll put the buttons on another line. So first we need a title, so let's just add a text saying this is the title. Then we need a message, and this is optional, so you could leave it as nil, or we could add some description. So I'll add a text here saying this is the message. And then we need an array of ActionSheet.button. Now you can create the array directly in here, but I find it easier to actually create all of these buttons outside of this call here. So up here, before we return, I'm going to create my buttons. So let's say let button 1 of type ActionSheet.button. That's exactly the same type that this array is looking for down here. And we'll set it equal to, press the period, and we can see all of our buttons, which are exactly the same as on the alert in the last video. So again, we have the cancel buttons, which are blue, the default buttons, which are blue, and the destructive buttons, which are red. So let's just add one of each. We'll start with a default and a label. And this one will say text default. Why not? We'll add another button. We'll say let button 2 of type ActionSheet.button equals dot, and this one will do destructive with a label. And again, we can add actions to these if we want. So we could do the label and the action. But for now, let's just keep it as the label. We will do text destructive. And we can do one more, let button 3 of type ActionSheet.button equals .cancel. So now in my array of buttons, I'm going to open the brackets so we create a blank array here, like that. And then I'm just going to put all of these buttons inside. So button 1, comma, button 2, comma, button 3. Now again, we could have put this logic and this logic and this logic directly into this bracket here and not created these variables, but I think this is a much easier, neater, cleaner way to do it. So let's test this out now, and when I click on the click me, we can see the action sheet pop up. We have a title, we have a message, and then we have two different buttons as well as a cancel button. And we can add more buttons to this as well. So for example, I will copy this button 1 and I'm gonna just paste it a couple times in our action sheet here. And I will click the button again, and we can see that there's a whole bunch of default buttons and then one destructive button and cancel. So at the end of the day, action sheets are basically the same as alerts, which we learned in the last video, except action sheets let us put a whole bunch of buttons, whereas alerts we can only do up to 2 buttons. The alerts have that nice pop-up in the center of the screen, and the action sheets have this nice pop-up from the bottom. Both are used all the time in apps. And before we leave, I want to show you guys just a real-world example of when these action sheets could be used and how we can make this action sheet a little dynamic. So let's start by editing our view here. I'm going to actually delete this button. Let's add a H-stack. On the left side of the H-stack, let's add a circle with a frame of width of 30, height of 30, and we don't need the alignment. Next to it, let's add a text, and we will say @username. We will then add a spacer, and on the right side, we'll add an image with a system name of ellipsis. Let's click resume on the canvas and see what it looks like. You might see where I'm going with this. Then we're going to embed this H stack into a V stack. And underneath the H stack, so I'm going to take this action sheet and actually just put it on the V stack. We don't have to do that. I'm just doing it because I want to move it out of the way. And underneath this H stack, let's just add a rectangle. And let's make sure the rectangle is square, so we'll call aspect ratio. And we'll use the CG float completion, and we will do 1.0, and we'll do .fit. Let's add some horizontal padding on the H stack, so padding.horizontal. And now you can see already that we kind of have an Instagram template on our view here, and that was super easy to do. And let's make this image into a button now. So where we have the ellipsis, that dot 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 on the right side. Let's add a button, open the parentheses. Let's go down to the action and label. And in the action, I will make it 2 lines, and I'm going to call show action sheet dot toggle. And in the label of the button, we're just going to cut the image and paste it into the label. And of course, that makes it blue by default. So let's just change the accent color. We'll call .accent color .primary, which is black. So now in our screen, we have our Instagram template, and we can click our dot dot dot. And let's make this dot 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 dynamic so that if someone is clicking on their own post or someone is clicking on someone else's post, the buttons change. So we're going to have 2 different cases when this is clicked on, and we're going to manage that with an enum. So at the top, we'll create an enum. We'll call it action sheet options, open the brackets, and then we're going to have 2 cases. We're going to do case is my post and case is other post. Is other post. This is probably pretty bad naming, but I'm just going with it for now. And then let's create a variable to manage which option it currently is. So we'll do at state var action sheet option of type action sheet options, and we'll set it equal to is other post by default. So we'll set it equal to is other post. And when we click this button, we'll now just change between whether it's my post or is other post. So we'll start by setting action sheet option equal to is other post. So we'll start with it when it's someone else's post. And in our get action sheet function here, let's update our buttons. So I'm actually just going to comment all of this out so we still have it. And I'm going to press enter a bunch of times so we get a little clean slate here. And let's start by adding all of the buttons we want. So first we want let share button of type action sheet dot button equals dot default, because we want it to be blue, and we will have the action here. And the text is going to be share. And in the action, we don't actually have anything, but I'm going to press enter right now and just leave it blank. This is where we would add code to share post. Let's do let report button of type action sheet dot button equals dot. We'll do destructive here with an action, and this text will say report. Press enter again on the action, and here we're going to leave it blank, but we'll add code to report this post. And then we'll do let delete button of type action sheet dot button equals dot destructive again, and we'll use the action. This will be a text that says delete, and the action again will leave it blank, but we'll add code to delete this post. Finally, let's add our cancel button. So let cancel button of type action sheet dot button equals dot cancel. And now let's handle our 2 different situations. So when we present an action sheet, it's either going to be is my post or is someone else's post. So when we call get action sheet, it's going to set up our buttons, and then let's switch on which option it is. So switch, we'll do action sheet option. So if it is the case when it is other post, so someone else's post, let's return an action sheet. And here we'll use the title, message, and buttons completion. I'm going to press enter on the title, enter before the message, and enter before the buttons. And the title, let's just make it say text, what would you like to do? The message, we don't actually need one, so I'll leave it as nil. And for the buttons, I'm going to create an array by opening the brackets. And let's add these buttons. Now I'm going to add the share button, the report button, but I'm not going to add the delete button here because you should only be able to delete the post if it is my post. If it's someone else's post, we don't want them to be able to delete it. So we will do share button, comma space report button, comma space cancel button. And then let's handle the other case. So we'll do case.isMyPost, colon, and then we will return an action sheet. Open the parentheses, again, title, message, buttons. Let's put them on separate lines. And we don't need the default here because we're handling all of the cases. We have the case 1 and case 2, and it's always going to be this or this. So we can delete this default. And the title, I'm actually going to have the same text as here. So let's just streamline that by making it a variable as well. We'll say let title, and we'll set it equal to this text here. So I'm just going to cut this text, paste it here, and then we'll just reference the title. And down here we'll also reference the title. The message will be nil. And this time let's create an array and let's include the delete button. So we'll do share button, report button, delete button, and cancel button. So now we're going to get different buttons for different options. And we could of course customize this more if we wanted to have different titles, different messages, or a whole bunch of other different buttons for each option. But I just wanted to show you a quick and easy way to make this action sheet dynamic. So let's preview this. I'm going to scroll up here. Let's resume. And right now, when we click the button, it sets the action sheet to is other posts, so is someone else's. So when I click on the ... what would you like to do? Share and report and cancel. If we change this, so when we click it, it is my post. And you would have some logic in your app to determine whether or not it is my post. But now if we click the ... we have the same action sheet, except it also has the delete functionality because this is my post. So that's it for this video. Action sheets are also super useful. Anytime you need to present something to your users where they have a couple different options on what to click on, action sheets are a very, very easy way to go. You can customize what you want the title and the message to say. You can customize the buttons and make them blue or red. And of course, you can add a whole bunch of buttons. So if you had a whole bunch of options like this scenario, we could add 5 or 10 different buttons here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I apologize if I'm starting to repeat myself in some of these videos, but like the action sheet is very similar to the alert and it's very similar to the .sheet modifier. But at the end of the day, these are all really important things in making your app, and just being able to understand how they work, how to implement them, how to make them dynamic is going to save you so much time in the long run. So again, I hope you learned something. As always, I'm Nick. This is Swiftful Thinking, and I'll see you guys in the next video.